Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I'm your host, the voice of reason. In today's episode, we're going to continue looking at the ongoing situation between Taiwan and China. China continues to provoke Taiwan by sending numerous fighter bombers southwest and south of the island nation. And just so we can separate the two parties. Obviously, Taiwan is here. It is a fully independent, self-governing island nation with its own military, its own democratic processes, its own economy, its own currency, its own military. And then obviously you have the People's Republic of China, a unitary communist one-party despotic state with no democratic processes, who believe that they hold the rights to Taiwan, that they should have the opportunity and the ability to subjugate Taiwan if they make that choice. So recently we've continued to see over the last 2 days approximately now 80 Chinese military aircraft fly in the vicinity of the Pratas Island that is here. Again, very small Taiwan military outpost on this island, and we continue to see Chinese multi-role fighter bombers, J-16s, Su-30s, even more longer range nuclear capable bombers flying south, well south of the main island of Taiwan. The Chinese will simply not approach the main island. The air defenses that Taiwan possesses are just too advanced and too numerous, even for the Chinese to approach the main island, especially getting within that 12-mile zone, 20-mile zone of the main island. If that sort of force, 40, 50 aircraft, were to approach the main island within 20 miles, those aircraft in all likelihood would be probably engaged by Taiwan air defense systems and aircraft using beyond visual range missiles. And again, Taiwan possesses well over 100 American-made F-16s. The United States has upgraded many of those F-16s with some of the most advanced avionics and radars, to include giving Taiwan the ability to fire the AMRAAM missile. And Taiwan has hundreds of AMRAAMs in their possession, as well as some indigenous high-tech assets that they possess as well. So again, these overflights are mainly taking well south of the main island of Taiwan. And I was asked a fairly interesting question, and it comes up often. Does China have the ability to invade Taiwan? No, they do not. And I'll say it again, and I'll say it repeatedly. They do not have the capability to conduct a large-scale amphibious landing of the island nation of Taiwan. It's really beyond their capabilities. China possesses approximately 60 to 70 medium to large amphibious ships, amphibious assault ships, landing ship tanks, landing ship docks, anywhere from 2,000 tons to upwards to 20,000 tons and beyond, with a few of its larger amphibious assault craft vessels. But again, that ability to, with just those 60 ships, would really be able to land about 2 divisions, 2 Army combat divisions or multiple brigades on Taiwan, and the island of Taiwan can probably field up to 1 million reserve personnel if it needed to do so. But that is one reason why, and the Chinese just simply, they're unsure if they could even get to the island given the defenses that the island possesses. So even if they were to launch this invasion, question one is, could they launch an amphibious landing? Would these ships be intercepted when they were 10, 20, 30 miles off the coast of Taiwan? And even if they were able to overcome that risk factor, would they be able to successfully land on the island and maintain a presence under constant counterattack by the Taiwan military? And that answer is simply, at this stage, the answer is no. They cannot do that. And to make matters worse, the big question mark for China is, what would the United States do? And you have to understand, the United States would not have to send large amounts of forces to stop the Chinese from invading Taiwan. In all likelihood, the United States could pull back its carrier groups out of risk of these anti-ship ballistic missiles that the Chinese possess, pull them far enough back where it would be difficult for the Chinese to target those vessels. And the United States would then operate Virginia-class and improved Los Angeles-class attack boats, submarines, against any invasion force that was being prepared by China. So China would be, while it's having to deal with a very significant force in terms of Taiwan, it would also be having to deal with dozens of American nuclear attack boats under the water, attacking Chinese shipping and targeting these large amphibious vessels that would be used to invade Taiwan. Furthermore, the United States would also be using stealth assets such as the B-2 Spirit to attack targets of opportunity on the coast of China. And that would basically simply negate the invasion of Taiwan. They would not be able to do it, especially if the United States were to intervene with just attack submarines and certain stealth assets and long-range cruise missiles. The Chinese would find it very difficult to, one, have the ability to launch said amphibious operation against Taiwan, but the ability to maintain lines of supply to Taiwan would be heavily negated because of the U.S. submarine threat. So that's why we will probably not see a Chinese attempt to invade the main island of Taiwan. Now, we could see China possibly go after some of these other islands. As you can see on my map here, Kinmen, we could, again, this is occupied, or not occupied, it is owned by Taiwan, and it is very close to the main island of China. But at the same time, a operation against Kinmen would be very challenging for the Chinese. In all likelihood, the forces on this island would be able to attack targets inside on the mainland. And again, you're talking a very dense urban area in terms of what the Chinese have near some of these islands. So civilian casualties could be enormous, especially with some of the assets that we know that Taiwan possesses on this island to defend itself. Now, would the Chinese eventually be able to take this island? I would say yes, in all probability that would occur. But that would be about it. The Chinese would not be able to cross this strait and occupy this island fully. They just simply wouldn't be able to do it. Not at this stage. 10 years from now, we'll see what it looks like. But again, as long as the U.S. is would provide some assets to fight against the Chinese, it would be highly unlikely the Chinese would be able to successfully land and occupy Taiwan. Have a good day, everyone.